YouTube family. So in my last video, I was planing some wood. I set the planer up and I test the functionality of this table, this size table for my planer, and it worked out wonderful. I liked it. Plenty of room to sit wood as I'm planing it. I can sit it out of the way, have a stack that I've already planed, and then a stack that needs to be planed, and it seemed like it it was the perfect amount of room on the table, which is cool, except it just needs to be higher. I want this plate right here 34 inches off the ground, just like when the table saw sits up here. It's 34 inches. And then I found this while we were out hunting for free stuff. I came across this cool thing. It was somewhere in a dumpster, by a dumpster or something, so I was like, cool, I'm taking that. Seems like pretty sturdy casters. They seem to roll pretty good. So I think I'm going to remove them from this and actually add these to my planer table, my planer stand. There we go, there's a caster. So now we have to sit that, I guess, like that, and actually measure how tall that is. Cool, we got us some pocket holes.
Pocket holes.
We got 4 of them done, and now we're working on another one. And Elion's helping.
Now flipping.
So, almost done with them 5, and then we gotta hit 4. basically how the cabinet's gonna look with the drawer coming out under the top. Before I work on the drawer, I actually want to finish the top. That way I have somewhere to actually assemble and build my drawer. That way I can fit that in there. And then we'll cover up the sides and the back with pretty wood. And then we'll mount the planer on top. Secure. Now we're gonna cut our piece of wood for the bottom, and I actually had these overhanging and I was wondering what I was gonna do with them, whether I should add another board over that and bolt it, but actually these will be good just for the bottom to actually sit on, so that works out. I'm pretty much just gonna make these perfectly level, pretty much just flush with the bottom of this support and flush with the front, pretty much right there. Just flush there, flush on the bottom. And then when I put my drawer in here, I'll have the drawer maybe 1/8 of an inch higher than this, basically. So what we do now is we're gonna open this up all the way like this, have it flush right here with the front, have it flush right here at the bottom, and then we'll just throw a couple, maybe 3 screws in this. So alright, drawer slides in. So now when I get my drawer, I just take these out and put my drawer in there. Alright, so one thing I just thought about is if I put the sides on first before I do the top, it's going to be a pain in the butt to do these pocket holes and actually get to the screws from the small hole in the front all the way back here. So before I put the sides on, I'm gonna go ahead and mount the top just to make my life less complicated. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some of these pocket screws and mount the top actually before I do the sides. And it's new battery time. And I want the front of this top right here, I want it pretty close to the front since we have a drawer coming out. So now I'm gonna do some measurements and make sure this thing's the same measurements on the sides, and then have this pretty close to the front. All right, we got our 3 sides cut. Now, I guess I could just lean the table over back on its side again and make it easier to put the sides on. And I got these dark colored pocket hole screws. I think they'll look okay. I figured I'd just get some cool looking screws and maybe put maybe 3, I don't know, one on each corner and then one in the middle.
Is it your playhouse?
No.
It's not.
No.
At least he knows. At least he knows it's not his.
Nope. Nope.
Thing's looking pretty nice. Alright, now I'm cutting down some oak pieces. Cut another one. I'm cutting these 3 right here. I'm basically cutting these the exact same size as these, just to cover them up with oak. Alright, these are 3 boards right here, and that one I'm just gonna leave rustic like that, but here we go. That'll go in the front like that and cover up all the pine on the inside. Basically just dressing up the face of it with nicer wood. So, and we're gonna do the same as we've been doing. We're gonna set this up top here, and then we're gonna use our pocket hole jig and actually frame this up before we attach it to the front. And then one of these guys I'm gonna use right there in the middle, so separate my cabinet doors. There we go. For the 2 cabinet holes for the 2 doors and the hole for the drawer. So we'll actually glue and screw this together with pocket holes, and then we'll actually mount the whole thing to the front together. There we go. We got our cabinet front. Needs to be sanded real good with a nice shiny finish on it. But this is going to go right there to cover up the front. Just like that. And then you'll have the drawer in there covering up that part, and then you have cabinet doors covering that part. Dang right. So I cut out basically a simple drawer front, and I could easily just put this on the front of the drawer and have a drawer front, but I think I'm gonna go a tad bit plain drawer front. And we got my worm or bee hole. I'm guessing that's a bee hole, carpenter bee hole right there. So I'm definitely leaving that. I love that. So there we go. And now we need some cabinet doors to match. Bam! There we go. Now that's looking pretty nice. This is something, when you have it just sitting somewhere with a nice planer on top of it, it's just gonna be an eye catcher. And the doors are going to match the sides, obviously. And then the frames will match the front. There we go. Another one glued up. I gotta keep coming back and kind of getting wipe some of this glue off that keeps seeping out. Keep checking it every once in a while it dries. Go, while those are sitting and drying, we can start building our drawer. Alright, we got our grooves cut in all of them to fit in the bottom. Just gonna run us some glue in here. Just a bead is all we need. Couple supports underneath the drawer just to hold a little extra weight. If I add it in here, this would just support it and stop in the middle from any sagging or anything like that. Make it a little more solid, because that's really only a 1/4 inch thick. So let those dry, and then we got to start installing the drawer. All right, look at that. Perfect fit on this side, just touching the rails. And then on this side, also pretty much touching the rails. So this is why I pretty much waited to not put the faceboard on yet to work on these on the drawer. What I'm actually planning to do is screwing these a little bit above the height of that. I haven't done my measurements exactly yet, but it's gonna be kind of like that, raised up to keep the drawer above here, so it's not actually touching this, it's actually riding a little bit above it on both sides. So I'm gonna screw these boards on here to hold the drawer level while I can attach these slides to the side of the drawer. They make tools for this. I don't have one, like a drawer installing tool, so I'm just gonna go with what I know and kind of do it a toolless way. Alright, this is what we're attempting here. I drilled these to the front, which is why I didn't want my front face plate on yet, because I have these lifted up about 1/8 of an inch just to hold the drawer up above this, just so it doesn't ride on it. Drawer, I need a handle. Seems to come out and go in pretty easy. If I had a handle. Seems to slide good. Now we just have to mount the base on the front, and then we'll mount the drawer front. So I went ahead and just pre-drilled a couple of these pocket hole screws. They're like 2 inches, so they won't go through my front board. So I put 4 of them in here. I'll go ahead and put those in, and then I'll pull the drawer out, and then I'll maybe add 2 up here afterwards. So we're gonna go ahead and hang the front on, and we are getting pretty close to being finished.
Over and over again?
Oh yeah.
Could you?
Probably even nicer. Nicer and nicer every time I made one. Probably. Practice makes perfect.
All the
Damn, my drill dying.
right at the end.
I don't know if it's shorting out or my battery died. One or the other. Let's see.
Here.
There we go.
Awesome.
Cool. Got plenty of room. I can keep my drills in here, whatever I want. Sandpaper. For now, until I make my actual work bits is coming up next. Pretty well, I don't know about next, but it's coming soon. But there it is.
Yeah.
And the doors match the sides.
That is awesome.
Pretty cool. And it's on wheels. I can roll it around wherever I want it. This is what we made it for. This guy right here. So now I got a table saw stand and my planer stand. So now using my planer, I'll have it wherever I want to use it, and then when I'm not, I'll have wherever I'm going to move the cabinet to and store it.
Help me.
Dang right.
Help me.
I'm ready to build me a nice cabinet workbench now. So, and then we'll really be able to start making some stuff in here. So, getting excited. Starting to get my tools up off the ground.